Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Horror Corner. I'm your host, Sean Patrick Erschen, and this week we are doing a horror haul. Now, some of this stuff is things I just picked up recently, and other things are things I was looking through my room and cleaning up and digging out stuff, and then kind of lost treasures in a way, that I thought you guys might find cool. So the first one is one I just picked up, and that is Happy Death Day. Now, I haven't seen this film yet, but I do intend to watch it, obviously, and you guys can look out for a review coming soon from the Horror Corner. And next up is a really great find I was so psyched to pick up, and that is the Teenage Slasher Movie book. Now, this is the revised and updated edition, which features... It's so up to date, it features the newest Halloween film. How about that? Just an awesome retrospective of the history of the slasher film. From day one, from all the films that influenced the slasher genre, like Psycho, Peeping Tom, Blood Feast and things like that. To the Italian giallo films, like the Dario Argento stuff and things like that, all the way up to Halloween, and then of course all the huge wave of slasher films from the early 80s to the mid 80s to right up to today. So it's really awesome. Just giving you a little look on some of the great pictures. There's just some awesome articles. Just an excellent, excellent book, and I've been looking forward to this one for a long time. So yeah, the Teenage Slasher Movie book, really, really cool. And next up is another one I just picked up, and that is Scream Magazine. Excellent look back at the original Night of the Living Dead, and, its influence on the entire zombie genre. As well as a great article, great retrospective on Hellraiser 2, Hellbound, which is one of my favorite horror sequels. And here's some of the stuff that I digged up from my buried treasures. Great Rue Morgue magazine, so this is quite a while ago. Not that long ago, but... And this one is quite a while ago, and this was back when Halloween 2007 first came out. There you see it's on the back too. I just thought that was a really cool cover. I know it's a very controversial film, Rob Zombie's Halloween, and you guys have heard my thoughts on that. But I just think it's a cool cover. Another one that I just picked up is Metallica and Justice for All. Now, this is the newly remastered edition. So, it's all the same songs and everything. This isn't the huge expanded edition with all the, live concert and all the demos and all that. It's just the album itself, and that's all I really care about, honestly. Now, as far as the sound quality, it definitely does have an improved sound quality. I mean, the drums just pound, It's definitely louder and in your face a lot more, but the one thing that stinks is you still don't hear the bass guitar in this album. I know that's a big controversial thing with Metallica, is Jason Newsted's bass on And Justice for All. You don't hear it at all. And in this newly remastered version, you still don't hear it. So that's the unfortunate thing. I mean, for them to go back and do that, that would mean them admitting they were wrong. And that ain't gonna happen. Alright, so next up is some other really cool stuff that is one of my buried treasures, and some classic professional wrestling autographs. Yes, the late Miss Elizabeth. Now, I got this back when I bought my tickets for WCW Monday Nitro. Now, that was when WCW Monday Nitro was like on fire, and it was like WCW was actually bigger than WWE at that time. And it's very sad, of course, now when you look back, Elizabeth is no longer with us. And here's another one that unfortunately is no longer with us, Bobby the Brain Heenan. Legendary manager and commentator who sadly passed away about 2 years ago, I believe. And here's another classic wrestling autograph. You got Bret the Hitman Hart. This is also, I also met him in the WCW signing when I went to buy the tickets for Monday Nitro in TD Garden in Boston. And of course you know who this is. The Hulkster, Hulkamania, Hulk Hogan, yes. That's when he was still in like awesome shape, you know. When he first came back in 2002. And here's a really cool autograph from the Shape himself. This is from Tony Moran, who played Michael Myers at age 23 in the original Halloween from 1978. Yes, he does the famous scene when he gets his mask ripped off, when he goes to strangle Laurie and she rips his mask off, you know. That's Tony Moran, when you see, the only time you actually see his face. And I thought you guys might find this fun. This is actually a comic book that I created when I was in high school, called Power Force. This is like my version of the X-Men type thing. All these guys are like aliens and they're like mutants. They all have their own special powers. They're from the planet Hamus. And this guy is called Sam Sparrow. He's got impenetrable armor made of Pantone rock, which is just made up. And this guy is Crackpot. This guy, I forget his name, but he's like a Hulk, cross between Hulk and the Beast. And this guy is the Veteran. He's a regular human that events lead the Haymans to Earth. So here's where it starts. They're coming down to Earth from their planet, seeking refuge. And here's where they meet the Veteran. They end up going into his backyard and stuff, and he's like, what the hell, who the hell are you guys, you know? So he takes it as hostile at first. See, he grabs his gun and tries to shoot one of them, you know. And it doesn't quite work out for him. And once they get their bearing, they kind of tell the story of their home planet of Hamus, actually. And they tell them about, you know, these bad guys, the Overlords, which is almost like kind of the Decepticons of their planet. They're this whole huge group of villains. And this is them right here, the Overlords. They're real bad dudes. And, you know, they try and take everything from them, you know. They take their women, they kill their people, you know. It's pretty bad news. And I never did quite finish it, but I thought you guys might find that interesting. These two things are really cool that I didn't even realize I had, and that is these really cool Star Trek LPs. I guess they're just like telling these Star Trek stories. I just love the artwork and the covers on those. It's awesome. I haven't actually listened to them yet because I don't have a record player, but I just think they're really cool. Here's another one. So a bit of a sci-fi all as well. Really cool, huh? These are really old. Alright guys, now that's it for my horror haul this week. So thank you for joining me, Sean Patrick Erschen, in the Horror Corner. Tune in and stay scared.